I've decided that today's episode will be all about your classroom horror stories. These stories might actually give me some cringy nightmares for a while, but before we get into your amazing and horrifying stories that are sure to give me cringy nightmares for a very long time, I want to plug our social media and all of the new things that we've got going on and make sure that you're interacting with all of the other hot mess teachers, because we should never be hot messes by ourselves. We are on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and, again, believe it or not, MySpace. Okay. Hot Mess Teacher Express. Just kidding. We're not on MySpace. But there are some special things and videos and lives that are going to be happening on those channels. So please, please, please make sure go give us a like and a follow. Interact with me, your Hot Mess Teacher Express conductor, and your fellow teachers who might just be a little bit more of a hot mess than you. Also, the best thing that you can do for this podcast is please share that we're back, share the episodes you're listening to, or share with your colleagues. And please, please, please make sure that you subscribe so that you are not missing any of these amazing new episodes. All right, let's get into these horror stories. Okay, this first story is as follows. One year, I was teaching ninth graders clothing words, and we had a fashion show to practice vocabulary. When it was done, the kids begged me to participate, so I threw on a couple of pieces, including a skirt over a skirt I was already wearing, and pranced around the room for a few minutes. Then I realized the bell was about to ring, and I had to get out of the costume pieces very quickly. Oh, dear God. I know where this is going. I pulled the larger skirt down, and my real skirt came down with it. Luckily, it only went to my thighs before I yanked it back up, and I was wearing full coverage underwear and pantyhose. A few kids saw it, but not enough to get rumors flying. Oh my gosh. I don't have anything to say about this. I don't think that I've ever been thankful for pantyhose until this moment. You poor thing. You're just trying to do something fun for a lesson. You know what? This is what teachers get when they try to have fun and participate. Embarrassing stuff like this. All right, this next story. I was sharing a classroom with a fifth grade teacher. She got done, and I was trying to get the smartboard set up for my eighth graders. It was connected to the computer, the DVD player, and the local cable service, depending on which button you pushed. I pushed the wrong button. Just as the fifth graders were about to leave, all they heard over the speakers in the classroom was a commercial. And it wasn't just any commercial. And it started out like this. Ever since my hysterectomy, my desire for intimacy has been, well, non-existent. Oh my gosh. And I wanted to crawl away and die. You know what? This happens a lot more often than we think it does in schools, thanks to the YouTube ads. And I know there's a certain way for you to pull up YouTube videos without the ads showing, but oh no, this is awful. I hope no one asked any questions about any of the words in that sentence from that commercial. In preschool, I once went to shake up a jar of blue tempera paint, and unbeknownst to me, the lid was not secure on the jar. I got a face full of bright blue paint, and it ran all down the front of my white shirt. You know what? Listen, teachers are always looking for like some alternative things to do when it comes to a career change. And I'm going to take this accident as your jump into an alternative career for maybe like the Blue Man Group or Smurf. Oh, no. Just make sure that you have that lid turned all the way on. Don't shake the paint. All right, this next one. A student carried around newly hatched baby birds in her sweatshirt pocket for 2 days before I found out one day at recess. One had perished, but one was still alive. That image will forever haunt me. May we all have the tenacity and the survival spirit of that one baby bird in that little girl's pocket. Oh my gosh. We had a middle school couple who bought a pet hamster together, but neither of their parents would let them keep it. They managed to keep it hidden in their lockers at school for a few days until it got loose and ran through the cafeteria at lunchtime. A love hamster? That's so cute. Wow, these middle school couples are getting real intense. They're sharing parental duties of a hamster. That's wow. All right, this next horror story. Sitting on the floor during my planning time using my breast pump. My door was locked, but had not clicked closed. I was double pumping, so fully exposed, and a 7th grade male student came into my classroom. The lights were off, and I was in the back of the classroom, so I don't think he saw anything. But of course, the whooshing sound of the breast pump was quite loud. Thankfully, his mom had a baby the same week I did, and he recognized the sound and ran out of the classroom yelling, "Oh, so sorry. I know that sounds sorry." His mom called me that afternoon and said that when he got home, he felt so badly that he interrupted and said he was very thankful it was him because he knew what it was and what I was doing, and none of the others would have known. He told her that he protected my dignity and didn't tell the other students. He brought me flowers the next day and apologized again. That is so sweet. I feel like that's not so much. It is a horrifying experience, probably, to have a student walk in on you doing this. But still, I feel like that was the right student to do that. Yeah. And this teacher went on to say that she cleaned out a classroom closet the next day and set up a private place for me in case the door continued to malfunction. Just, if the lights are off in a teacher's classroom, don't go in. This just a rule for all. Oh, this next one. One of my 4th grade students found some of his dad's secret magazines. He thought they were cool, so he gathered several and brought them to school to pass out to his friends. We didn't find out until we got some phone calls from parents. Oh, we had to regather all the magazines and call his dad to come collect his belongings. Oh my gosh. If you have these things lying around, please there's no reason your child should know where they are, or have the option to bring them to school. Okay. Don't do this. I'm really wondering what that conversation was like for the parents that were calling the school and sharing this horrifying tale. Oh my, no. All of my preschool teachers, this horrifying story is for you. My preschool student told me she needed to change her pants because she sharted. I went to clean her up, and as I'm wiping her, she says, "It's coming," and poops into my hand. Luckily, she was adorable. No, No, there's no luckily about this story. I do not care if it was the cutest, even puppy. There's no reason that feces should be on my hand at any time. No, no, that is no, awful. I wonder how many times that's happened to a preschool teacher, though. All right, this next horrifying story comes from the lunchroom. All of the students in my fourth period were complaining of really bad stomach aches. Apparently, they had all eaten the school pizza that day. Several hundred kids, I'll say that again, several hundred kids ended up in the nurse's office, and the cafeterias were deep cleaned and food and safety had to come out. Luckily, everyone was fine the next day. I mean, the school lunches are hit and miss, but if we have several hundred people sick, that should not be the thing that would be like, you know what? We should probably clean this kitchen. That's a good idea to do. Everyone got sick, so let's go clean the kitchen. No, that should not be the thing that triggers that cleaning. Clean the school lunch, cafeteria, kitchens, please. Ugh. This story is from a professor for early college, like high school students. She said an older student who sold marital aids as a side hustle brought an assortment of them to my college class. She had them tucked away in her gym bag to show to potential customers later, with fresh batteries included in all of them. Of course, somehow the button got pressed on one of them as she shifted her feet, and it started buzzing and dancing around wildly inside the bag, activating others as it flopped around. Oh, no. I told her to turn off her cell phone, but instead of reaching discreetly into the bag and turning things off unseen, she dragged out a terrifying, anatomically accurate 10-inch glitter purple monster in front of God and everybody. Oh my gosh. This is awful. Oh my gosh. Shrieking chaos ensued. Other devices had been activated by the first one's acrobatics, and she dumped the bag out. What? No, this girl just keeps making wrong decisions. She dumped the bag out in the aisle, trying to find them, where they buzzed and hummed enthusiastically, provoking shrieking hilarity from most of the class and shrill demands from several underage classmates to know, what are those? Oh my gosh. Control was impossible. I'm surprised that you were trying to gain control. Like, there's some moments where you just trust fall into the chaos. And I sat there trying not to die, either from laughter or of embarrassment, while I considered what would happen if the highly conservative board of trustees or the high school principal and the school board ever found out about this. Meanwhile, various knowledgeable students gleefully shouted graphic explanations to all in the classroom and everyone within earshot of the open door. This is the most horrifying thing I've ever read in my entire life. It was beautifully written, but I have firsthand embarrassment from even knowing that this story exists. No. All right, this next one. My student decided to create a NyQuil Jolly Rancher cocktail in my art closet without my knowledge. That's it. That's the story. Just a NyQuil Jolly Rancher cocktail. That's what we call cold season. Okay. All right. My mom, who is a teacher in the UK, Vinny, is this you? once heard a lot of noise coming from the toilets for the reception classes, which are the 4 to 5-year-olds. She walked in and found 2 4-year-old boys licking the back of the urinals. Apparently, they were really thirsty and wanted a drink. No, this is not okay. Why is this happening? Should we tell these children to not drink out of places your bodily fluids go? Oh my gosh. I can't. Guys, I know there's so many more horrifying stories out there, and what you do every single day is truly horrifying to some people. I hope you all survive, and I will see you next week for the Hot Mess Teacher Express.